Chapter 8, Section 2, auto insurance. Everybody in here probably has or will have auto insurance unless you never want to drive, which is very possible. My great-grandma still has never driven a car.
Really?
Ever. Or, she's not my great-grandma, she's my regular grandma. She's my son's great-grandma. She has never driven a car. Her husband drives her everywhere. Old school.
Yeah.
Alright, type of insurance that you can have. The cheapest, smallest amount of insurance you are legally allowed to have is called liability insurance. This is also known as bodily injury insurance. This protects the insured in case he or she injures someone with a car. Basically, it just covers the person and the other person's stuff. It does end yourself as far as liability, but it doesn't cover any of the vehicle that you drive. If something happens to your vehicle in an accident, your vehicle is not covered under any circumstances unless the accident is not your fault. If it's someone else's fault, then your vehicle is covered.
If they have insurance.
If they have insurance, you are right.
Of course, there's another insurance that can cover that.
Which there is insurance that covers that as well, if you read the section. Okay, many states have a minimum requirement of liability insurance. Okay? Ohio does, but I can't think of what it is. I think I don't know, I'm not going to guess. Minimal liability. Usually there are two numbers in a fraction form. This does not mean has nothing to do with a fraction. All that means is, for example, 1530 just means the insurance company will pay $15,000 per person, but they will pay $30,000, no more than $30,000. Okay? If you have an insurance policy that says 1530, that means if you're in an accident, they'll pay $15,000 max per person, $30,000 max for everybody. Any other expenses are coming out of your pocket. Okay? So when you fill that out, it's important to remember what you're filling. It might be worth paying a couple bucks more to get a couple $1,000 more in insurance. Make sure you have enough insurance. That way, if something happens that's terrible, the insurance company's going to cover it. Now, the next step of insurance is called comprehensive insurance. This includes liability, but it also includes what my insurance company calls acts of God. For instance, if there's a tornado that comes through Ohio and it takes your car and destroys it, comprehensive insurance will cover it. If your car starts on fire, is damaged during a fire, it's in the garage and it burns down, that's also known as an act of God. That's nobody's fault, really. It just got burnt down. Or if a tree falls on your car that you didn't do it, okay, if you got struck by lightning and it falls on your car, that's also known as an act of God, okay, in quotations. Now, collision insurance is the highest level that you can get. This covers your car. It covers comprehensive and it covers liability. It's all of them. But then it also, even if it's your fault, if I run into Kayla driving on the road and it's my fault and I have collision insurance, that means my car is covered. They're going to replace my car. However, it is more expensive. The premium is more expensive. So if you drive a $50,000 car, it may be worth your money to get collision insurance because you don't want to, lose that if you're in an accident. Usually people who drive cars that cost under $1,000 don't buy collision insurance because it's actually more expensive for the insurance than what the car actually costs. So, but if you drive a car that's fairly nice, you may want to consider getting collision insurance. That way the insurance company will replace it. Now, if you're in an accident, usually the insurance company requires a deductible. The deductible will adjust your premium, your premium, how much you have to pay for your policy, okay? If your deductible is $250, you're going to pay just a little bit more per month. If it's $500, you're you're going to pay a little bit less, and then $1,000 a little bit less. For example, I think mine is $500. I could choose to pay $250, but I think $500 is not over the top, but you know, it still makes my insurance premium go down just a little bit, enough that I think that's about right. Now, for someone like Mr. Newsom, who is the auto collision instructor, his deductible would probably be the highest one because he can probably fix everything himself, right? So he's like, oh, I'm not going to pay, you know, a deductible. I can probably fix it myself. I just want them to pay, you know, for the parts and such, right? Does that make sense? So depending on, you know, who you are and what you can do is what your deductible would be. If you're a very reckless driver, you may want to think of having a low deductible so you don't have to pay $500 every time there's an accident. All right, let's move on. Oh, here's what we did. Give me a list of things that you can remember if you read the section or if you didn't, that you just know off the top of your head, that come into factor when you are I lost my train of thought. When you are getting car insurance, what things affect how much you have to pay? Age, how old you are.
Gender.
Gender, color of the car, model, year, your driving history or your record. Yep. What else? Your grades, which is age. Mm-hmm. What about where you live? Or what about your job? Yeah, I mean sometimes, I don't know that they do job, but maybe sometimes attendance. They look at your, is that what you meant? Oops, I spelled that wrong. Yep, it is an A. Your credit. Yeah, the type of insurance that you have, or your deductible. Right, what else? Can you think of anything else?
No, it goes by.
How about if they have kids?
You have kids. I don't know. That may.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If your kids are over the age of 14, they start looking at your kids.
Do they?
Yeah, because
I don't know. I put kids question mark.
They're afraid you're gonna put them in a car.
Isn't there one that goes by like how nice your car is, like depending on like if it's a junker or if it's a brand new car?
Oh yeah, like for instance, what you drive, like the size of the engine or 4-door. Yeah, size of engine.
Yeah, wouldn't that be make and models?
Yeah, that would be kind of, or even the number of doors. Yeah, you know, if you drive a minivan or if you drive a truck or if you drive a sports car or convertible, those are expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, now we're just going to move on. Those are all types of things, okay, that are going to affect car insurance rates. Okay, there's more, but we'll stop there. Now, we're going to do number 2 because we're going to talk about all the different parts of number 2. So we're going to start your homework for you. Okay, I'm going to start your homework for you. Number 2 just gives you a list of a person and everything about the person. Okay? For example, I'll read it. It's on page 300 where is it actually? 295. Number 2, this is a person named Morrissey, with a probably last name named Morrissey. They live in Territory 1, so where they live, age 20. Driver's training, something we didn't talk about. If you had driver's training, some insurance companies give you a discount. What type of insurance? They have their liability is $2,550. Their property damage is $25,000. What is property damage insurance?
Covers everything in your car.
If you hit your house.
Yeah,
Or a
Or
mailbox.
something.
I think it also if you hit your house.
If somebody else's
I was thinking if you hit a house. Am I wrong?
house or a building or
But I didn't,
Damages caused to another vehicle or other property. So yeah, basically if you hit another car or if you hit, but yeah, usually theft is covered under comprehensive. Comprehensive collision age group. So your age, they tell you what group you're in, the category, okay, and category usually determines, what the grades are, attendance, they'll pick a category. And then uninsured motorist. What is that? You want uninsured motorist insurance, what does that mean?
If someone hits you that doesn't have insurance.
Yes. So for instance, if I hit Tracy's car and I don't have insurance and it's my fault, Tracy pays, his insurance company will pay for him. But if he doesn't have that insurance, he's out of luck. I'm probably going to go to jail and he's out of luck. Yep, it usually goes up like $100 a year if he wants uninsured motorist insurance.
No, say if you hit him now, would his insurance goes up since that already?
Usually not, no.
My insurance.
Not if he pays for it, because it's really not his fault.
Yeah.
He's paying for it. I don't think so. It shouldn't. But it might. Okay, so if we look at Morrissey, the first chart we have to look at is on page 290. Okay, at the top, he's in Territory 1 and he wants $25.50. So how much does he have to pay? $273. They're like kids back there. No. The next chart is down on the bottom of the page.
For property.
Property damage, they want $25,000 in property damage.
So,
That's gonna, and they're living Territory 1, so they're gonna pay $128. The next chart is on page 292.
Oh, so many charts.
Yes, there are lots of charts. It's not hard, it's just time consuming.
Jeez.
Table 8.5, they live in Territory 1, age group 4-5, and they have comprehensive and collision.
so one,
Comprehensive is $52. How much does collision cost?
for 100%.
$128. $128. They live in Territory 7.
Oh, I thought it was 8. I was reading number 1.
That's right.
So yeah, $52 for collision, $128 for $52 for comprehensive, $128 for collision. Okay, so once you have gone to all the charts, the only other chart left is uninsured motorist insurance, which is what we just talked about. That's on page 293. Does this person want that?
I don't think so.
No, they have no there. If they say yes, I'd have to add that, but they say no, so I don't have to add that. You add all those up,
Then there's another one.
and you get $581. Now, if this person was over the age of 24, that's what they would pay. However, how old is Morrissey? 20. So he has to pay a youthful operator factor, which is on page 294. Okay, since he's 20, I have to look, does he have driver's training or does he not have driver's training? He does. So he's 20 or less and he has driver's training, so he has to pay a 1.55 factor. So I have to multiply this whole total times 1.55.
What driver's training be?
Would you like
Driver's ed, I think.
Oh,
So I think Ohio requires it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do driver's ed?
If not, if you're over 18.
Oh, if you're over
Well, if you're
18.
18, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So the total that Morrissey has to pay, usually it's every 6 months, is $900.55. Now the insurance company usually gives you an option. You can pay $955 up front. You can pay it per month, or you can pay it 3 times every 6 months, or every 3 months, or they'll give you options how you can afford to pay for it.
My friends spend all this off at the end of the year to say it's cheaper, and I get screwed up.
Yeah.
Too.
Sometimes the insurance companies, if you pay it up front, they'll give you a discount. Yeah, like they won't increase the rate throughout the year. It'll just increase. Yeah, some people pay it monthly. Like for instance, usually if you're young and you're a male, you have a bad driving record, you're going to pay it monthly because it's going to be a lot. I think my brothers back in the day when they were young, they had little fender benders and things on their, I think they were like $1,200 every 6 months. I mean, it was just phenomenal how much they cost. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, the only other thing that I did was I did number 20. For them, this one takes a couple minutes, so I'll do another example for you. Number 20, I know I don't have much time, so just give me a second. it just says that 100,000 is covered per person and $300,000 maximum is what this person who was in an accident gets. So Part A says that each person when he hit the guy, 3 people were injured at $50,000 per person. So the insurance company is going to pay $150,000 because they're covered at $50,000 per person and 300 max. Those are both covered. Okay, so there's Part A. Does this person that hit have to pay anything out of their pocket? No. So that's Part B. None.
You got that?